I'm Rick Guerrera, along with Krista Sylvester. Today we're at the 6th Annual Armstrong Street Scene Car and Bike Show here at Chili's in Boardman. Welcome.
I'm so glad to be back. We got a beautiful day, and I heard there's going to be about 300 cars coming out today.
Easy. We probably got that right now, so we're going to be a lot more than that. With the weather the way it is, perfect day out here today, and there's no problem people coming out here today and just sitting and getting toasted, you know?
It looks like you got a little toasted last weekend.
Yeah, we did a show, and boy, I didn't have any sunscreen on. And so, Krista, you're in from Naples. She makes this trip every year to come in and co-host a show with us, a street scene. And you're from Naples now. You're living in Naples.
Correct. I live in Naples, Florida, but I love coming back here. This is such a great event. Benefits the food harvest.
Second harvest
food, and it's incredible. We love the people that come out here. Every year we see something different.
Yes.
And of course we love the people. So it brings me back. I love it. I love coming back for this.
Well, Krista's down in Florida, Naples, and she sells real estate. So if I wanted to buy a house, I would look you up, huh?
Absolutely. And if you wanted to talk cars, you could look me up too. Real estate cars.
What do you do with cars? Oh, real estate cars.
Well, you know what? Sometimes we have people that sell their homes and they include a car with the sale, or they want a house with 4-car garage, 5-car garage for all of their toys. So it's a lot of fun. I get to work with a lot of individuals that are in the car scene down there, and unfortunately, we don't see the antiques and the American muscle. We see more exotics. So it's great, again, to come back here to Boardman, Ohio for this Armstrong show to see cars like this that you know, really bring you back. So
especially in Naples area, that's a big buck area.
It is. You know, they got your luxury exotics. They're kind of all over the place.
It's like a car show just going to work in the morning. You know, my brother lives down in Bonita Springs area, and every time I go down there, I go, look at that car, look at that car, look at that car.
I do that every day.
Oh, what a great. And what are you driving now?
I do have a Maserati.
All souped
So
up.
it's a lot of fun. It's tuned.
I was talking to your dad the other day, and he was telling me all the stuff you did.
You know, it's a curse of the Sylvester family. We can't leave anything alone. We always have. If it's a vehicle, we have to customize it. So you know, it's one of those things where it was too slow for me. I needed a little more power. So you know.
Right. What's too slow? How many horse?
Just under 500, and then just over 500 pounds of torque. So
okay, she's making me sound wimpy here at my 300-mile-an-hour BMW. All right, guys. Well, I think it's time to cruise inside here and let's go check out some cars. Okay.
When I was 20 years old, I had a 63 Dodge. Originally bought it with a slant 6 in it and ended up putting a 413 in it. And sold it when I went to the service. And a couple years ago, I was going to put another car together, and I said, you know what, I want to build one of those ones that I had when I was a kid. So I found this online. I found it up in Detroit. I just basically take it to shows, and it's a nice conversation piece. You know, you get a lot of old gray-haired guys come around and say, I remember this car. And I try to tell them, no, not this one, but you remember one like it. And it's a good conversation piece, and it's been in a lot of nice places. It's been up at the IX Center in February. I got an invite from a magazine to bring it up there. And I did well. It took best in class up there. But and then I got the invite from you, which was really exciting. And I'll have it there in July. But I don't really drive the car too much. Part of the reason why I got the bottom and the interior and everything just really clean, and it's just easier just to take it to another show, and I don't have to bother cleaning it up too much. But it's a lot of fun.
63 Ramcharger.
Yes.
Frank Tombos. How's it going?
Very good, Rick.
So
it's a 1963 Dodge Ramcharger tribute car. Yeah, it's not an original. I tried to match it up as close as I can to the factory original car, and had to go get it all registered. As you can see, the paperwork sitting there. In the car right now, I've got it's a 68 446 pack block with the cross ram intake and everything on it. Transmission is a 727 reverse valve body, manual shift transmission. It's got an 8 3/4 rear end. Really, the reason I put this car together, you can see the picture on the windshield. I got one of 50 years ago when I did race
so
one.
How long have you owned this?
I've had this 5 years. I had that 50 years ago.
Okay.
But it just brings back a whole bunch of memories. And what I like about it is a lot of the old timers, a lot of the gray hairs, they'll come and look at the car. Brings back a smile to a lot of people's faces.
Sure, it's our youth, you know?
Yeah.
That's our youth when we were back in those days at the drag strips. And
yeah, I like the old vent window cars. When they get the old vent window, I'm pretty happy.
So when this thing come out, the original one, was this all dipped in acid? Is that what they did with these?
The original. This is not an original, but they were acid dipped with an aluminum front end, and some of them had even far back as aluminum doors on them.
Oh, okay.
Now I was at a show in February, and a man come up to me and he says, "Are you interested in buying a front clip off of one of the original Ramchargers?" And I said, "Well, I'd consider it." And the price was $25,000.
Just for the front clip?
Just for the front clip.
What's it, aluminum?
It was aluminum, yeah. So this one's, I got a fiberglass fender and fiberglass bumper on it.
Hey Frank, thanks for having your car here today. It's a beauty.
Oh, it's
Everybody
my pleasure.
enjoyed it, and
My pleasure.
thanks for coming to the show.
Always.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, we're here with Tammy. Tammy, this is a really cool truck. Tell me about it.
It's a 1955 Chevy 3100, and we've had it about a year and a half. And when we bought it, it had this really cool patina on it, and my husband thought it would be really nice to make it shiny and bright and everything. And it's grown on him since we've had it. So he's going to leave it the way it is, and kind of cool. We won some awards with it, and so yeah, he's happy with it.
So you've won some awards with it. Now this would be categorized as what we call a rat rod.
Yes.
And where have you taken it where you've gotten some awards? Have you just stayed local? Have you driven it around?
Basically local. We go to the fireplace on Thursday nights, and we won at the Super Nationals out at the Canfield Fair, and took first place in the rat rod out there.
Oh,
so that was really cool. Yeah. So.
That's fantastic. And I understand that there's a little bit of a story here. You said, that it looked like this when you first got it, had custom hot rod and cycle shop, but that you added Johnny. So tell us a little bit, because I think that's a really cool story, really personal.
Yes, it had the custom hot rod and established 1997 already painted on the truck. Our son was born in 1997, and his name is Johnny. So we added Johnny's to it and left the 1997 sort of, as in honor of him. And one day it'll be his. So.
Oh, is he excited about that?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Wonderful. I really like how you kind of did, just enough chrome to really set it off. I think that that's absolutely fantastic. Something like this just really stands out. And there's not a lot of rat rods. It's not a big,
No, it's not.
party of cars, and it really stands out. So I really enjoy it. And I understand you're going to be doing a little bit more work to the interior. Tell us about it.
Yes, over the winter we're going to get new seat and repaint the interior and just get new carpet in it and stuff, and new headliner. So
Very nice. So it's really going to look great. Well, thank you so much. It's awesome, and I hope you win today.
Thank you very much.
All right, I'm here with Joe Sylvester, who happens to be my brother, and he is here on display with the High Octane sponsored sprint car, which you don't really see these every day, which is why I wanted to come over and talk to you about it. Tell people a little bit about what a sprint car is, what it does, and why the heck you got into it.
I got into it because I'm just an absolute adrenaline junkie, and of all the stuff I've raced, there's nothing crazier than a sprint car. I mean, they're loud, they're fast, they're exciting, and they're dangerous as all heck. And really, really entertaining to watch. So it's something I wanted to try. I got into them a couple years ago, and I absolutely fell in love with the sport. It's probably one of the most challenging things I've ever done in my life. Going out and competing with guys that have been doing it for longer than I've been alive. So you're going 140 miles an hour sideways on dirt with 22 other cars on the track, inches away from you, you know, running up against the wall. It's a crazy, crazy sport. It's a lot of fun, and it's really become a big marketing tool for my business as well, for High Octane Coffee. So, because there's no other person in the world that could say they race a sprint car and roast coffee.
Good coffee, actually, and that's not because I'm biased. It is actually very good coffee. I drink your coffee, I try and drink somebody else's, and I go, what's going on? So I understand and tell everybody, because there's a lot of people that don't know about High Octane Coffee, that you actually roast your own coffee in the shop, and that you're right here in Boardman. So tell them where you're at in Boardman, and kind of what you offer, and when they can come check you out.
Yeah, we're open 7 days a week. We do car shows every Wednesday night called Caffeine and Gasoline. High Octane Coffee is the merger of my two passions, the automotive culture and the artisan coffee life. So I've traveled all over the world racing, and I found that I really love coffee. I love great fresh roasted coffee. Kind of became a hobby, but I didn't like coffee shops. I didn't like the atmosphere, so I wanted to create my own coffee shop that has the image and the lifestyle atmosphere aspect to it that I enjoy, and that people that enjoy motorcycles and cars and mechanics, they could come in and enjoy it too. We play rock music. It's a totally different vibe than any other coffee shop you've ever seen.
And I don't know if a sprint car is going to win any categories today, because it's kind of something on its own, but it's great that you brought it out anyway, so thanks for that.
No problem. Yeah, I just want to show everybody it's something a little bit different than they're not used to seeing. And like I said, it's my passion. And, you know, I build them in my shop at home. I've got two of them, and it's just a lot of fun.
With me, I have Harry Barber from Youngstown, Ohio.
Yes.
How's it going, Harry?
Good, good.
Welcome to the 6th Annual Street Scene Car and Bike Show.
Love it.
Here
Beautiful.
Here we are over at the Chili's parking lot, right next to the Southern Park Mall. Couldn't ask for a nicer day, huh?
No, beautiful out. Beautiful.
Does your
Love it.
does your 38 Ford have air conditioning?
Yes,
It does.
it does, but I don't use it.
Uh huh.
I can crank out the front window if I
That's
have
your air.
to.
Oh, that's better than.
But
air
I do
conditioning.
have air in it. I just never bothered filling it up.
Hey, this is really nice, Harry. What do you got here?
38 Ford Standard.
And how long you're owned there now?
8 years exactly.
And what it
Took
look,
six years building it.
what it looked like when you bought it?
It was all stock. It was yellow and brown. It was ugly.
Yeah, it doesn't sound stock colors back then. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks like you chopped the roof on it and everything.
Yes, 3 inches. That was quite a job.
Did you chop it?
No, Bob Baylog helped me chop it. Both of us.
But you were doing it.
Yeah, Bob.
Is that the first time for you?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm just fascinated how you guys chop these roofs and they turn out so perfectly. And
Yeah.
So you had to chop the roof. You're talking the front here to the windshield.
All the way back.
All the way. What do you mean all the way back? Did you cut some off the roof too?
I did cut nothing off the back.
Okay.
I dropped the back into the trunk 3 inches.
Oh, okay.
That's what we did.
Okay. Then you have to cut the doors, right? The
Yeah.
windows, both.
And you have to redo them because your center post
Yeah.
ends up here.
Okay.
You got to cut it off and put it back here.
Oh,
Yeah.
the center post ends up
Yeah.
here.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And
Yeah,
then
this ends up here.
so it's pretty neat how you guys do that. I'm not used to that at all.
Uh-huh.
And it's like magic or art, you know, to get it
Yeah.
look so clean. You can't even tell. You know?
Exactly. You got to cut the roof. You got
Uh-huh.
three slices in the back roof on both sides.
Uh-huh.
And Bobby was good at that.
Yeah.
That way he laid down the back window.
Which is stock.
Stock it was straight up.
Okay. Oh, it was straight up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That looks good. How about did you take a lot of room off of the headroom there?
3 inches off there.
It looks like it was high though. Pretty.
Eddie Garcia did the upholstery.
Where's he from?
He's from Youngstown.
What kind of seats are those in there?
They're out of a Ford Taurus.
Uh-huh.
I bought them.
Paint job looks
We
great on
redid, we
this.
redid the seats. He did the tangerine trim on them and stuff, you know.
It gives it that little extra.
Yeah.
It looks good. And but
Yeah.
the paint job looks great.
It is. That's Bobby Swarm at Universal Paint.
From where's he from?
He did a beautiful job on it.
Austin Town guy.
Yeah, he's right in back of Fab Limousine. He does restoration only.
The ghost flames look really
Yeah.
good. Those things keep changing and
They
everything.
do.
huh?
They do. They were
Uh-huh.
gold a little while ago. They turned to orange, and now they're purple and blue.
Blue, yeah.
Yeah.
What are you sporting for wheels on here?
These are Summit Legend wheels.
What size are they?
They're
Looks like you lowered it too.
18.
Look, did you lower it some too?
Oh, yeah.
Did you? Yeah, it looks good like that.
Yeah.
It's really good. What are you
I cut a
sporting?
little bit out the front springs.
Uh-huh.
Then I did away with them springs, and I got coil over.
How's it run? How's it ride? Pretty good?
Good. It rides good.
What are you sporting under the hood here?
350 Chevy.
Something nice and comfortable, not too fast.
Yeah.
I think your fast days are over anyway.
Yeah.
huh?
I still got to finish the radiator. I
Uh-huh.
haven't done nothing with that yet.
Oh yeah, she fits in there pretty good. Did you have to do any modifications in there?
Yeah, I had to put a new firewall in. Yeah.
Still got a lot of room in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to put a new firewall in.
Looks good. Looks very good. Harry, hey, thanks for showing us your car here. Hey, you're
All
part
right.
of, you're part of what? Let me say, the group you're
I
involved with
belong
is.
to 2 clubs.
Okay.
Quaker Steak and Lube. We have the Chicken Coop Cruisers.
Okay.
And I'm with the Valley Cruisers.
Okay, but the Chicken Coop Cruisers are a lot bigger. You said the Valley Cruisers were like kind of breaking up.
We
right
were,
now.
yeah, right now we didn't break up as a club. We
Yeah.
just stopped our cruise
Recruiting.
because it just, ended here.
So how about the Chicken Coop? What do you guys do?
We're down at Quaker Steak and Lube every Sunday night. It starts at 5, but you got to get there a little early.
Right. How many members you have?
5.
5. Okay.
I'm here with Ori and his gorgeous Impala. Ori, tell me about this Impala. When did you get it? How long have you had it? And why did you buy it?
I was 20 years old, 1979.
No way.
Yes, I actually went down to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, stayed with a friend down there. I flew down, stayed with him for a while just to look for an old car at that time, driving around to different car lots. We ended up seeing this sitting in a little car lot, very small, 15 cars maybe, yes, very. And as I was driving by, I spotted it, and I thought, you know what, let's go look at that car. And by the time we pulled into the parking lot, started looking at it, it originally the car was 14 years old at that time. It had 30,500 miles on it.
Okay.
A little old lady owned it. Unfortunately, she passed away. She gave the car, or the family ended up having the car lot sell the car. I ended up getting it for a pretty good price. I spent $1,532 for it at that time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I figured 14 years old with 30,000 miles on it, but it came with power steering, power brakes, power seats, power windows. It was pretty much the deluxe interior. So Grandma was enjoying herself when she owned the car. Yeah.
So, and I mean, obviously, you've kept it in immaculate condition. Having it as a 20-year-old, I have to think that maybe you had a little bit of fun. Did you ever get into any trouble with it or anything?
But we're not going to talk about that. No, not really. I mean, it was.
Well, you haven't crashed it. I mean, not yet. I mean, it looks absolutely beautiful. And is this the original color? I mean,
It's the original color. It was painted in 1983.
Okay.
I had stripped the car all down. It was all sanded down, no body work at all. It was flawless.
Wow.
Yeah, the body shop foreman that did paint the car that I knew as a friend, he did the car for me, and he said, Ori, there's nothing, no body work done to this car at all. So it's a solid piece of metal.
It looks like it, but I mean, it's just, I saw you come in and I went, oh my God, that thing is beautiful.
Not bragging, I get a lot of compliments from the car.
I could imagine.
I really do.
No, I could imagine, absolutely.
And what's nice is around this area, and a lot of people here will verify it, this is Ori's Impala. It's not, oh, you bought Jim's old car or you bought Bob's car. This is pretty much.
Well, I'd have to say, having it since you were 20 years old, I think that qualifies you as like the owner. I don't
And
think.
this is my family member.
Yes, exactly.
It's pretty much.
Well, speaking of family, do you plan on passing it down to anybody or anything like that? Anyone in mind?
Probably my younger brother. I think he would be the one that would get it.
Well, that's
Yeah,
wonderful.
he's helped me a lot during the years when he was growing up. There's about an 8 years difference in us. And he was always in the garage with me, helping me. So
Wonderful.
we're going to let him have it.
Well, I think that's great. Keep it in the family. It's absolutely beautiful. Thanks for coming out today and good luck. I know you entered it in the show, so I hope you win something.
Okay, thank you very much.
With me, I got Brian McNeely. Brian was on the show a couple years ago. We picked him up at Cars from the Park there over in Boardman.
Yep.
And how's it going?
Good.
Good, good. We just want to say hi to you and welcome to the 6th annual Street Scene Car and Bike Show. I think we saw you up in Greenville.
Yeah.
Were you up in Greenville?
Yes,
Yeah, we saw you up in Greenville yesterday. Yeah, we had a.
Yep.
That was a nice show up there. You've never been there, huh? This you're looking good. You done anything since we interviewed you?
Not much.
Just having fun with it.
Yeah, just
That's a good one.
enjoyed it.
That's a beautiful one. I talked to Greg yesterday. I said, Greg, let's get him. He said, we did him already. I said, okay. That's just a nice. I love these trucks. This one looks really nice. You got it looking really good.
Thank you.
I'm here with Juan. Hi, Juan. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How you?
I'm doing great. So I understand, is this your Cadillac? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, that's her name.
All right, so tell me about her. I understand, first and foremost, this is not a trailer queen. You drive this bad girl. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I ride it every day. Bought it with 14,000 miles. Got 50,000 on it now. So
Nice.
last 4 years.
And you said you've gone through a couple paint jobs, which it looks fantastic right now. Did you choose this color? Was this the color that you bought it with and you just decided to keep it going?
No, it's been changed from the factory color. It's candy, House of Colors candy brandy wine.
Very nice, wonderful. So you drive this every day. Have you taken it? Have you done any cross country with it? You just drive it around here normally. What's your take on it?
We take it everywhere. Indiana, North Carolina. It's been around.
Does it get a lot of looks?
Oh yeah, she gets rubbed on a lot.
I can understand that, but I feel like getting rubbed on might be the worst thing to do when it's fired up and running, because I saw you pull in, and I'm not sure if you could see this, but if you see the pavement there, it didn't look like that when you first pulled in. So why don't you tell us why it looks like that?
She's got flamethrowers on it, so she about 3 to 5 feet flames out.
Okay, and we are going to see that, by the way, and I love the little devil's tail. I think that is such a cool little, because of the flames, I'm assuming. Now, did you install the flamethrowers, or did it come with it?
Yeah, I've done everything to the bike, other than the paint.
So what have you done to the bike, aside from the flamethrowers and everything?
Put the custom Cadillac bags on it, wood dash to match the rosewood grips, had the seat redone, air ride, 21-inch wheel.
Very nice. Well, that's fantastic. So the air ride probably really helps with those long drives, going to the Carolinas and everything like that, right?
Yeah, and keep the bags from dragging.
Yeah, very nice. Well, here's what I'd like you to do. I think I'm just too excited. I have to see the flames. So do you mind firing her up for us?
With me, I got Jeff Stewart with his 68 Chevy Camaro SS/RS.
Correct. Yeah.
From Beaver Falls, PA. Other side of the line, boy, like me, huh? But you're a little bit further down there, huh? How's it going?
Good.
Good. We saw you yesterday too at the Heritage Show.
Yeah, nice show. I enjoyed that.
You did okay over there, huh?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You ended up on the grade 8?
I was in the grade 8, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. A nice day and beautiful day today.
Yeah.
So this is the SS RS.
Yes.
Okay. How long have you owned her?
Well, I've had it for 3 years now, and I did a total ground-up restoration on it, and I just finished it up last year, so I was able to, use it last year also. So this is the second year on the build that I've had it out.
Pretty much stock, maybe, or
yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of add-ons to it,
Yeah.
nothing major.
Cleaned it up, personalized it. and
Some
everything.
different paint features. And,
Yeah. I see that. I see that stripe, which what caught my eye yesterday when I saw it. I said, "Oh, look at that stripe! It goes right into the dashboard, right into the dashboard."
Yeah,
And I go,
exactly.
"Look at that! That's
and
different."
the deck panel too.
Oh, okay. I didn't notice that.
Some different things, like on the Camaros, they usually stop them, but I took them all the way down, even down below.
What do you mean stop them?
Well, they stop them
Oh,
up at
the
the header
stripes.
and at the
Okay.
back spoiler, so I
Yeah.
decided to take it more down and kind of make them look layered.
Uh-huh.
So I just wanted to do something different to have some more things to look at.
What was it like when you got it?
It was, well,
Doesn't sound
I could
good
show
at all.
you
huh?
pictures. I could show you pictures.
But this is what everybody really wants, though. Right? The SS RS.
I know that's what I've always wanted, and it took a long time for me to be able to afford to have one.
Yeah, they go for a little bit more than the
Yeah.
SS or just a
It's
regular
just-
Camaro.
It was a lot of pain going through the build, but we're here, and now it's time to enjoy it. And
Okay, let me go through the
Perfect day.
packages. I've probably done this before in other shows, but just to refresh my mind, okay, this is the SS. So what's the SS? What's
that's a
special?
Super Sport.
Okay, what's so
Okay.
special about the Super Sport? The engine, bigger
yeah,
engine?
they usually, a lot of them had big blocks and stuff in them, but Mine's just got a small block in it.
It's
but,
comfortable.
Yeah,
That's a good ride.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
When you're younger, you want the big block and burn the tires. Now it's
Yeah.
like, I spent all my money on tires and gas. Now I just
Yeah.
want to enjoy it, you know.
And with the RSs,
Yeah.
that brings the hideaway headlights into play.
Which is really nice.
Mhm.
Which is really
That kind of sets the front ends off on these. I really feel that
Yeah.
way. So,
How
but
about the interior? Anything different with the interior with the SS or
the only thing I
RS?
did was I brought the stripes into the dash and into the back deck panel, and no, it's just factory seat
This
covers.
factory. Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good. You got some different rims on there,
Yeah.
which look good.
Yeah, I got some Foose wheels on there. And,
Yeah. Those are nice.
yeah.
Those are nice. How about what are we sporting under the hood here?
We got a 355 small block.
Take a look at that. There you go.
Some.
Oh yeah, you got it all greened out and everything. Looks
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a challenge trying to keep it clean going to all these
black.
cruises.
Oh yeah, I got a black car
But,
myself. I'll tell you, it shows every
it
little
shows-
mark and
yeah.
everything. So.
Yesterday, kind of that's a long road trip for me. It was, it was a good hour and a half drive, so
To-
it took
to
a while.
Greenville?
Yeah, it took a while to get
How
there.
long did it take you to get here?
Today it's only half hour.
Oh, that's
yeah,
not-
it's not too bad.
All right, I'm here with Daryl. Hi, Daryl. How you doing today?
Good.
Thank you for coming out here to the show and bringing this beautiful Maverick. You don't see these. I don't see these like ever.
rare.
They're very, very rare. And I understand that you are the original owner. And tell me, when you were back in that day, when you were walking in Warren, Ohio, and you saw this thing, what made you want to buy it?
Well, actually, I didn't. My dad wanted me to buy it because all the cars I was going through. And when he told me I could order the V8, I said, okay. So we went up to Baglear and ordered it from Detroit with the V8 in it.
Wow, that's fantastic. And was it this color originally when you bought it, or have you changed it?
Yeah, it's painted, but that's the original color.
That's amazing. So you've kept it original. You've had it all that time. You haven't crashed it, clearly.
No.
Got some Detroit muscle here, which is fantastic. Have you entered it in a lot of shows since you've had it, or is it kind of just, do you use it as a daily driver?
No. I raced it after I got out of college, drag strip, and then quit doing that. And I have a 56 I restored. This car sat for 20 years untouched. In 2004, I decided to put it back together and bring it out. And it's just street. It sounds good. It'll run, but it's not for racing anymore.
Well, it really looks good. It really looks good.
Yeah.
So I understand, your son's got the DeLorean, and we talked about that, which the DeLoreans are really cool, and they might be coming out with some new builds, as we know.
It's a rumor.
It is a rumor. And does he want this?
My oldest son wants this. He wants the DeLorean.
Okay.
But
So what's the biggest compliment that you get on this vehicle? Because it's spotless, really. It's absolutely fantastic, and to have had it for that long, and what you paid about $2,700 for it when you first got it.
That was the original price. Yeah, my payment was $71 a month. But
Oh my goodness, wouldn't we love that? That's some of our gas bills when we fill up our tanks.
the biggest thing is everybody says everybody had one. There's a family daily driver or something. Everybody had a Maverick, and they love seeing it.
Not anymore. You don't see these anymore. In all honesty, you're the only one here that I'm aware of. And I really haven't seen these anywhere else. So I think it's great that you brought it out. So tell me, last question is, what's your favorite thing about this car?
I don't know. I just love the car. It's been with me all these years. So all the rest of them could go, but this one's going to stay.
Watching Street Scene.
Original owner.
Original.
Everything's original.
Everything.
Paint, interior,
Paint,
everything.
Interior.
Uh-huh.
The motor was blown in it, so we had to rebuild the motor. We ended up fixing that, then we blew the transmission, so we had to rebuild the transmission.
That's right. It's not built for comfort, I can see that.
No, you
no
gotta
big seats or
gotta
anything.
kind of unwind to get in, to get out of it.
With me, I have Gary Campese, our local artist, art
designer,
designer, artist from
all-around car guy.
from Cornersburg, Ohio, all-around car guy, helping us out today on Street Scene. And Gary, you got some fantastic drawings. I've been looking through your drawings,
Thanks,
just great stuff. How do you start doing these things?
Well, I'll get an idea. That's usually the beginning, and you wonder, how would this look a certain way? So I'll do quite a few sketches, different angles, and that's what you see here. Rear view, sort of a front view, side view, and then an aerial view just to get the proportions of how the car sits on the ground. Once I get that done, I'll go to a finished drawing, and that's more detailed, more accurate, the perspective's a little bit better. Then I'll scan it. I work in Photoshop most all the time. Then I'll do the coloring. I can add textures for backgrounds, highlights, shadows, and then in general just try to make a more realistic representation of the idea. That's a finished. I call this the pagoda rod. The influence here is Japanese style pagoda roof with exhaust coming through it. I've never seen one done like that before.
We have a different photo here now Gary has drawn. So let's explain this one, Gary.
This is what they call a bobber truck. It's an old motorcycle term for a cut-down vehicle. In this case, it's like a 1936 Ford, but with more futuristic lines to it. It's another one where I wanted to see what it would look like and started out with some sketches, simple side view. And I've actually incorporated that sketch into the finished rendering down here in a couple of different sizes. It adds interest and it gives a little more detail. This is the finished drawing. That's done in Bic pen with a little bit of Sharpie marker on it. Gets the idea across, everything's accurate, and then what brings it to life is the rendering in Photoshop. Shadows, highlights, color, texture. And clients who generally, when I do a commission design for them, this is what they want to see. They'll see this in the beginning, gives an idea of what kind of road you want to go down, and then that way they visualize the finished product.
So some of these are built then?
Not this one, but
this one?
some like it.
I'm here with Ken, and Ken has this fantastic Ford Ranchero, which I understand from the story that you had. You had a little storybook out with photographs. It sat in your dad's garage for 25 years. So tell us, why did you look at it after 25 years and say, I want to make this thing what it is today?
The main thing is I wanted to do something with my dad, and I decided we wanted to do this car.
That's wonderful. So, I mean, what made you choose? Did you choose the color because that was an original color? Just kind of tell me your process as you were working on it. What made you proceed forward?
The color, my dad has a 58 retractable, and it's the same color. Plus, it's a Ford color.
Very
I mean,
So I think you like getting lots of looks. I was staring at it from across the parking lot. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic, and you just don't see these too often. So is it something that you're going to hold on to for a while?
oh yeah, I ain't gonna get. If somebody offers me a lot of money, it's not going. It's sentimental reasons.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love hearing that. I think sentimental reasons are so great. You know, money can buy some things, but it can't buy you that sentiment. It can't buy you those memories, which is wonderful. So you said that you've got a couple other cars too. What else do you?
I got my first car when I was 16 years old, which is a 73 Mustang convertible.
Oh wow.
And me and my wife together got a 68 fastback. And we're working on a 70 Torino right now.
That's awesome. Now, you did a lot of this work yourself, correct?
Did pretty much everything except for the body, the paint, and the glass.
Well, you did a fantastic job. I mean, these things, the craftsmanship that went into these things when they were built to begin with was awesome. You know, so to see all that love and all that effort go into there. So do you drive it on days like this? Do you drive it around quite a bit? Have you taken it far distances, or do you just keep it local?
No, just, well, we go, as far as we go, it's like Akron. But I mean, yeah, it's on the nice days. I don't drive it for just to drive it. Just shows. That's it.
What does your wife think about it? Does she like it?
Yeah, she loves it. She wanted to bring it today. That's why it's here. So.
Absolutely. Well, it's beautiful. I want to say thank you for bringing it out and telling me your story, and I hope it brings many more memories to you.
Thank you.
We're standing in front of a 77 Chevy Caprice. Don Chavella's from Warren, Ohio. How's it going?
Very good.
Original owner.
Original.
Everything's original.
Everything.
Paint, interior, everything.
Interior.
Uh-huh. Whose car was this? Your
My wife.
Uh-huh. And she
That's
took care
why
of
it
it.
stayed nice.
Uh-huh. So you had it ever since. How many miles you got on her?
46,000.
That's it.
Just turned 46.
Wow, that's nice. This is nice. What Greg, our producer, our cameraman there, he loves these cars. So he said, we got to do this car. We got to do this car. He grew up in one of these, I think. Right, Greg? Yep. So what do you got? This, I said, it's not an Impala, it's a Caprice, which is what? A little bit?
It was, had a little more trim on it.
A little bit more trim. And how about the hubcaps? Are those the stock hubcaps and everything?
Yeah.
Everything's stock, okay. And you got the 305 in it?
305.
You drive it all the time?
We drive it now, some, but not much.
Yeah. I just love the blue with the white interior. That's like one of my favorites.
Yeah, we ordered it new.
Oh, okay. You ordered
that
it.
way.
What was the sticker on it when you got it?
It was around 5,000.
That's it, back in 70.
Not no more.
No, not anymore. You can't get anything for 5,000 anymore. Buy some rims for your cars or something, you know?
Yeah.
It looks good, Don. Thanks for coming to the 6th annual Armstrong Street Scene Armstrong Bike Show.
I've been here before when it was at the other place, and you guys put on a nice show.
Yeah, we're packing them in today. A perfect day here today. And
it's nice.
yeah, just watch the sun. We're gonna make it too much sun out of you here. And,
no, the sun's good.
Yeah,
sun's good.
Hello, I'm here with John with his beautiful Plymouth Max Wedge. That's a mouthful, but it's kind of cool. So tell me about it.
Well, we bought the car about 4 years ago now. The motor was blown in it, so we had to rebuild the motor.
Oh, geez.
We ended up fixing that. Then we blew the transmission, so we had to rebuild the transmission. Then the interior was all dry rotted, so we completely redid the interior, bought seats from Legendary, and rebuilt the whole thing on the inside. And we take it out cruising whenever we can. We went about 6,000 miles in it last summer, just going to car cruises.
So you drive it, which I love to hear.
A lot.
That's good.
Yeah, we don't put it in a trailer.
No trailer queens here, no. And they're meant to be driven, you know? They're meant to be driven. You want somebody to see this. You put all this work into it. So I understand, you rebuilt the tranny, you rebuilt the engine. Why did you stick with it? Why didn't you just be like, oh, this is too much work?
Because it's just cool. And you don't see too many of these. They're very rare.
Yes.
They're a very rare car.
And is that why you bought it, because of how rare it was, or what made you fall in love with it? Or should I say your wife, because I know she doesn't want to talk about it, but...
We had one when we were younger that we used to drag race. And I actually went to look at a convertible, and the guy had this one for sale also. And I ended up buying this one instead because she didn't want the convertible because it would mess her hair up.
That is something my mother would say. That's so true. So, I was kind of reading the specs on this, and back then it could do a quarter mile in 15.4 seconds. Now that you've rebuilt the engine and the transmission, a little bit better than that?
Just a little over 11 seconds. We took it out a couple times.
Well, I'd have to say that's pretty good. I mean, for a car that weighs as much as this, with the age that it's got, that's pretty good.
Yes, it does. It goes really good. It's close to 600 horsepower now.
That's fantastic. So you rebuilt the motor the way I like them to be rebuilt. So here's a question for you. You've put all this work into it. You think you're going to hold on to it for a while? Because I have a feeling you might have some buyers that want to take it off your hands.
I have people ask me all the time if I want to sell it, and my wife looks at me and just shakes her head no. When we bought the car, she said, "This one you're not selling," and she put the title in her name.
Happy wife, happy life with a gorgeous car. Thank you so much for coming out here. I'm here with Tony with his fantastic, very unusual, I hear, 68 Firebird. So tell me first and foremost, what made you buy it? And I came right here out of Lordstown.
Well, when I was growing up, there was a guy in my neighborhood that had one of these, and he had all the girls. I mean, and unfortunately, I had to wait till I was old and fat before I can afford one, but better late than never, right?
Well, I have to say, I see your girl, and I think she's pretty beautiful, so I'd say you're pretty lucky. she's hiding behind the camera, but she's back there. So let's just get right into this. I understand that this is a very, very unique Firebird. So why don't you kind of go over what makes this so unique?
Well, Firebirds in general are 68, 67, 68 Firebirds. 68 Firebirds are not rare, but if you go to any of these car shows, you see a lot of Camaros. In 1968, Pontiac made 107,000, or GM made 107,000 Pontiac Firebirds, but they made 235,000 Camaros. So if you go through attrition and over the years, that's why you end up with one or two at every car show and 7 or 8
Right, absolutely.
Camaros. But this particular car, I fell in love with this because it has a bench seat, which you had to pay extra for.
$31.60.
Exactly, 31. That's 1% of the price of the car. Now, you look at a $30,000 car now, are you going to pay 1% to not have bucket seats? No. So everybody had bucket seats. And it has a gear shift on the column instead of between the seats like all other Firebirds have. And this is just a sweetie. It's got 63,000 miles on it.
Okay.
Original miles, numbers matching engine. And I've done a little bit of work to it. I've had the engine pulled and painted, and
Oh, it looks gorgeous.
spruced it up a little bit.
Right.
But
And I understand there's also kind of a mystery with the Firebird etching that's on the window. Tell us about that.
glass, yes, the bird etched into the window. I've been on so many message boards trying to find out what trim package got that etching of the wings down Firebird on the glass. And there really is no rhyme or reason. Nobody knows. There's a lot of theories, but
So you've got a beautiful lady and you've got a mystery lady.
yeah, she's kind of mysterious to me too sometimes. But who could ask for anything more, right?
Absolutely. Well, it's truly beautiful. I hope you hold on to it for a very long time. And thanks. Yeah, that's right. And thanks for coming out today.
With me, I got John Seeger. John is driving a 2012 Harley Road Glide.
Yes, sir.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's full custom. We build in-house over at High Roller Customs, right outside Columbiana. And we do a lot of stereo competitions with it. That's kind of the main thing with this build here. Full air ride. Got some flamethrowers on this one. All of our paint's done outside of Butler, Pennsylvania by Royal Rain Artistry. And it's just kind of our show bike for right now.
So when you do this, when you got this bike, it was a stock Road King, right?
Road Glide, yeah.
Road Glide.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, 2012 stock.
And then what did you, let's go from front to back. What did you do to it?
Basically strip it. Just take everything off of it and put it in a pile and get rid of it. The only thing left that's stock on it is the fairing, and the actual gas tank is underneath the tank skins that are on it now. But put a bolt-on rake kit for a 26 up front.
It's a bolt-on.
It's a bolt-on, yeah.
No more cutting or anything like
Don't
that?
have to cut them anymore.
Is that a pretty simple thing to do?
Yeah, you can do them in a day now.
Okay.
You know, if someone brings it in, they want a bolt-on neck, it's about an 8 to 10 hour procedure.
Oh, it does take a while though, huh?
Yeah, but compared to the old cut and weld.
Right, like I had when I was growing up, I raked my front end and everything.
Yep. Yeah, it takes a little bit more time. But
you can always put it back to stock.
That's the thing. It
and you're
doesn't.
still working with a stock frame, right?
Yep, stock frame. If somebody wants to go back, you can just take it off and go back to stock. Same thing with the newer bikes. We have bolt-on kits for those also, so guys aren't voiding warranties and worrying about that aspect.
So when they take it in to get service, they put it back.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have a little bit of a problem.
The warranty's still good.
Warranty's still good on it.
I've heard of that before. Put the chip in the engine. And
Yep,
that,
yeah, the old days.
Yeah.
Just put that back to normal.
So what are we sporting up in the front here? What size wheel?
That's a 26 Sinister wheel.
Which isn't very big anymore.
No, 26 is going to be more of your rider wheel now compared to what it used to be. It's comfortable.
Controllable.
Yeah, I mean, we get on it and we ride, in Geneva. Nope, we don't worry about driving these things no more. People say they can't ride them in the rain. Well, we ride them in the rain and everything else. It's just a normal bike now.
Right.
The 30s and 32s, they're still around, but not as much as they used to be.
Right.
Guys are kind of going back to a little bit smaller tires so they can ride them more.
Right. Okay.
So that's got the 26 on it. TOL Designs makes the bags and side covers.
Those look like they're fast. Just just sitting.
Yeah,
there,
they're nice
the way
and
they're
clean.
Designed and everything. Do you use them for anything?
Basically, it's got more speakers inside them.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought you were saying before. And you got how many speakers on this thing?
There is 12 speakers and 4 horns on that one, and 3 amps in the tour pack.
Wow.
And then it has a double DIN head unit up front that controls everything. And then we got the flamethrowers. But like I said, it's mainly designed to run audio competitions.
Right.
So we have a good time with it.
I'm here with my good friend Kyle, and Kyle brought out this slick Challenger. So first and foremost, tell us which one this is, because I understand this is a first gen.
Yes, this is the 2008 first generation. They only made 6,400 of them. This is number 5,223 out of the 6,400.
And it's not stock, is it?
No, it has K&N air filter on it. Last year I put long down tube stainless work headers with high flow racing cats on it. Then they trailered it to Hutter's Performance in Chardon, Ohio, put a custom tune, changed all the shift points on it. Yeah.
So she's running pretty. Did you get? There's one thing about tunes that I've found about some cars, at least in mine when I got my tune done, is I got more power and better gas mileage. Did that happen with you, or did your gas mileage go down?
I didn't really check the gas mileage on it, but I mean, it stays in the garage a lot, but it gets up and goes, and
Keeping it in the garage. I mean, come on, it's beautiful. Look at the paint on it, and I understand that that's stock, which is it's beautiful. But you got to let this thing see the sun. I mean, you can't keep it in there. And really, he mentioned to me earlier that the inside of the engine looks better than if it came off the showroom floor, and it really does. You do a great job with it. So, what is your next plan? You've got a Hemi 6-point liter in this thing. What is your next plan of attack to push out a little bit more horsepower?
I like to put a bigger cam in it to give it a more throatier sound, and then eventually down the road I like to put a Pro Charger or Supercharger on it.
You are watching Street Scene.
Remember this mug from last year, Wings and Wheels, huh? How's it going, Michael?
Good.
Fennell? How's it going?
Good, great.
Mike is my new best friend. My new best friend. He's a state policeman over in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And we had some questions today about cars. So we had Ohio cars going into Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
How strict are they on that?
For the most part, the guys I work with, troopers, they don't bother the street rods too much. They're not on the road every day. They're pretty much going to just events. And long if they're not doing nothing crazy, they don't get bothered too much. But the state's really relaxed a lot of the requirements on street rods, like hoods and bumpers and things like that.
So if someone comes in from Ohio with no bumper or fender, they're not going to get hassled at all. So you're safe now.
They're legal now. So
remember his name. Yeah. If you get in trouble, hey, Mike said it, Michael said it.
Yeah. So it was good for the hobby. And they relax. I'll tell you what they did relax. It's really good for the hobby. Was the procedure to get antique plates on your car. It used to be a real fiasco, and you're from PA, and your car, so you know. You used to have to take pictures from every angle, and then they would reject them because you had the wrong year hubcaps and things like that. Horror stories. That's all gone.
Good.
So now you fill out a form, you go to AAA, and you can switch your car over. I just switched my 93 Mercedes SL over. It's a first year it was eligible for antique plates, and I just switched it over because it doesn't get driven every day, you know.
All right, I'm here with Bruce with his fantastic Challenger, and first and foremost, I came over here for two reasons. Number one, that's an awesome looking car. Number two, we're twins. But no, so tell me about this Challenger. I have a special place in my heart for Challengers. I'm not really sure why, but they just kind of stick with me, and I think they're such an iconic car. You know what I mean? They're iconic. So tell me, how long have you had it?
I've had this almost 7 years now.
Almost 7 years.
Yeah. When I bought it, it was basically just a body. The body work had been done, the paint had been done, but I did all the rest of it.
Really?
Yeah.
So have you been into cars, from a young age? Did you?
Time I was about 15.
Wow, fantastic. Yeah. My kind of guy. So tell me a little about what you've got in there. Clearly that's not stock. No, she's got a little bit more horsepower than normal. So tell me some specs on it.
Well, it's 440 cubic inch, Mopar engine. 10.5 to 1 compression, 6-pack, 3 2-barrel carburetors. It's all gone over inside, all new. And calculated supposed to do about 630 horsepower.
Wow.
Yeah.
So have you taken it out on the track ever?
Yes, I've taken
And what's it do in the quarter?
It's running mid-11s. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So not only is it beautiful and strikingly, or it's like an orange flash, right?
Yes.
So here's a question for you. Has anyone asked to take it off of your hands? Do you have some family members that you want to pass it down to? Because obviously a lot of love and labor has gone into this. So what's your plan for the future?
Well, I'm not going to sell it, obviously. But if it'll get passed on to my oldest son.
I'm here with Lee Joe, the Sandman, and I gotta say, the Sandman has anything but a sleeper on our hands. So tell me about this Bel Air, because this thing is sweet.
Thank you for that. Well, anyway, this car's been part of my life for over 40-some years. I bought it in '76, right out of high school. So it was one of them things I always wanted to do. I ended up doing a ground-up restoration on it at home with my dad, and he was always yelling at me about all the money I dumped into this car. But when it was done, he said, "That car looks pretty good."
That's right.
So I guess the labor and all the blood, sweat, and tears worked out for me.
Absolutely. I could definitely tell, because when you came rolling in, I was like, oh boy, that's a nice one. So, it's quite unique. You've got it lifted up here. You've got the exhaust coming down. What was behind making it look like this? What was your theory?
I was trying to capture the old days when they used to make the hot rods, and this is called a gasser. So it's all affiliated with being a gasser. It's got the straight axle, the fender well headers. The old nostalgia thing is just brewing again, so I thought I'd bring it back that way.
Absolutely. You did a wonderful job doing that. You're going to hold on to it for a while, since there's a lot of love and labor in it?
Amen, sister. I've been married for 33 years, and I've had the car longer than I've been married, and 3 kids, so I don't think it's going anywhere right now.
Well, 3 kids. So does that mean somebody's going to be fighting over this if you pass it on?
Yeah, I always kid him. I says, you know what, you're probably going to end up burying me in this thing. Save yourself money on a coffin.
You know what, in all honesty, that's what my dad said. He goes, just dig a hole big enough for me and my car and we'll be good to go. So one last question for you. What's the biggest question that you get, or the biggest compliment that you get on this car, because it's so unique?
Well, the thing is about this car, it has a history, and it's part of my testimony too. If you looked at the trunk, I have born again on the trunk, and that's part of what I believe in. I'm born again Christian. So the Lord just gave me that vision in 1980, that vision that was on the back of the car. It was a dream I had, and I put that dream into effect, and then the Lord prompted me again with this car, because the car's been sitting again for another 20 years. So I started working on it again last fall, and the Lord just said, you know what, I want you to put that on the back of your truck and just showcase that and promote what you're about. So.
Promote goodness and promote faith. Absolutely. Well, that's wonderful. So you got a beautiful car, you got a beautiful message. Congratulations, and thank you so much for today.
Thank you, guys. With me, I have Ken Leonard from Canfield, Ohio, and what is this, a 26 Ford?
26 Ford T track roadster.
What's that mean, the track roadster?
Well, it's what they usually ran back in the day on the board tracks and the dirt tracks.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
And this is basically a replica car of it then.
Yeah, that's correct.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Everything in it's hand built, fiberglass body, tube chassis, independent front suspension, 4-wheel disc brakes. 350 Chevy engine, a 200 R4 transmission, S10 rear end. That's
all packed in this little thing.
All packed in there, yeah.
Wow, that's nice. It's not built for comfort, I can see that.
No, you
no
gotta
big seats or
anything.
anything.
Kind of unwind to get in, to get out of it.
Yeah.
and wind up to get into it.
It's a looker. It's like it's so different than anything else, you know.
Right, there's not many of them around.
Did you how much of the work of this did you do?
80%.
Okay.
The chassis was built by another guy, and he actually put the body on it, and then I bought it in the rolling state and finished it off.
Good. It's what a nice piece. What a nice piece you got here.
Oh, thank you.
So different. You're not going to see anything like this around, you know.
Not as many. That's right.
Right.
Yeah, it's nice. A lot of people have never seen one before and don't really understand or realize what it is.
So this was the track racer, the wooden tracks.
Yeah, the board tracks, and then like in Canfield Speedway, you know, they raced out there in midgets and stuff in the 40s, and this would have been before that, but that's the type of car that they would have raced.
This size, is it the same
Yep.
size?
Yep.
Same size. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's neat. Wow, this is nice. First time you've been to our car show, Ken?
It is the first time I've brought a car here.
Okay, good.
I've been to the show, but I've never brought a car. I just got it finished last fall, and just now getting it out on the road.
Right, fun. This is fun.
Yep.
You have any more cars?
I got a Corvette and a 31 Model A Roadster pickup.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's nice, huh?
Yeah, it's not quite done yet.
Another project.
Another project.
Projects are great. They're fun. They're fun. So a lot of times guys build cars, build them, and then when they're done with it, they say, okay, I want to sell it now. It's so a lot of guys just like building them. You
Right.
know?
Yep. Well, I enjoy that.
I see you're selling this one.
Yes.
Another project in
Another
making.
project. Yeah. Yeah.
What a day. Wouldn't you
Beautiful
agree?
day. Oh, beautiful day. You couldn't buy a more perfect day.
No, it was a little windy. I mean, I know your hair's short. I was kind of eating mine during all of the interviews, so
Heck with
hopefully.
it. Once you get into interviewing people, heck with the hair.
No,
you know? You think
honestly.
so much about your hair, and you go, after a while,
No, not at all.
It's the content.
And we had some great interviews. I mean,
yes.
the vehicles that showed up today, every year it just gets better and better and better. And there were some fan favorites out there today.
Oh yeah,
it was
there's
great.
some beauties out there.
Yeah, it was absolutely great. I actually saw a V10 Audi that just came through, which like none of those are here, and I was like, where did you come from? You know, but there's some amazing
She's from
cars out
Naples,
here.
Florida. She sees those all the time. So
No,
it's
this is so
nothing.
great, and you know we raised all these people for a great cause. We raised a lot of money for the Second Harvest Food Bank, and everybody seems to be having a jolly old time.
Oh,
so
yeah,
this
that's
is a good show.
one. Yes, it's the 6th annual Street Scene Car and Bike Show, and
absolutely
next year we'll be back about the same time, at the second weekend of July. We'll be back here again.
Well, I hope I get invited back because I love doing this. This is so much fun.
How can we not have you at this show, huh? You were here from the beginning. This is your 6th time, right?
Fifth.
The
Fifth.
fifth?
You did the first show without me. First show. No. You're forgiven. I love this.
Okay,
This
all
is
right.
great. We got cars rolling out. This
we do.
Fantastic show. We're glad to be here. We hope all of you enjoyed it.
Yes, we do. Thanks, Krista, for all your help, and you did a great job today.
Thank
If
you.
you're down in the Naples area, Krista Sylvester, the realtor, and cars, houses,
Motorhead and real estate.
Yes,
yep.
sir.
Cars and real estate.
Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for watching. For Armstrong Street Scene, I'm Rick Herrera, Krista Sylvester. We'll see you down the road.